Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Smite Noob podcast. We have a great show again today for you guys. We're going to be joined again at the start by Kevin. We're going to talk about some league news, some league changes that are coming in, and then we're going to have two great gentlemen from Shalom Jack, from the new Godlike division, and we're going to talk about some topics with them and do some fun stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing fine.
I'm doing good.
Nice. Okay, well, let's jump right into it. We got some of the results from week 1 coming in just recently.
Yeah, we did.
Some fairly expected results. There were some missed games, so some awarded wins, so to say. We had, but also we got a lot of the stats in for the different gods and what was being played. So we can quickly take a look at some interesting ones. I noticed Apollo had a pretty high participation rate, so it was a lot of bans, 50% bans, 50% picked, so pretty much 100% participation. It's either picked or banned the god. So I mean, yeah, what do you make of that, Kevin?
Apollo got actually picked 14% of the time and 86% ban rate. Sure. So nobody wants to play against Apollo, and if it does get through, it gets picked. So I actually got some other notable bans as well. So Kukulin actually also 100% pick ban, so it has a 71% ban rate and a 29% pick rate. So people tend to let it through a little bit more than the Apollo, but it's still like up there with the bans. And then
same with Giannis, right? Same with Giannis, 57% picked.
Same with Giannis.
57%, a little bit more picked, but for only 43% ban. But yeah, quite a god with a big popularity. We also have some really interesting one, like the being picked. It was quite an unexpected, at least to me, one to see picked in, especially in this week. We had we drew quite a decent bit of bans as well as for Morrigan. I meant to say a decent bit of bannage. 43% of the games were banned, only 14% picked. Jean Quay got to play a game as well, so that was pretty interesting as well to see. I think he's gonna maybe see some more play in the future.
Zeus as well, actually, and Zeus has a 100% win rate at the moment. So
Zeus rocking the 100% win rate as well. Yeah, sure, that's pretty solid for those two gods. I mean, Vaman as well. I mean, maybe not the craziest pick, obviously, but still pretty exciting to see him being picked. He also won his game with Vaman, pretty insane performance by the player. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Also, we saw some of the gods maybe you consider also popular. Guan Yu, he had a few appearances. So some teams really wanted to ban him out. Other teams played him, but not too much play or ban time, so not 100% participation for the god. And also Chernobog had almost a 50% participation in the whole league. 43% pick, never banned as well. So that's
never banned, oh no.
So that's pretty good for the bog. Pretty interesting, yeah. Overall, pretty interesting stats. You can check them out on the Smite Noob League if you go to any of the team stats, and then you go to some of the gods they played. You can go to see all the god stats, pretty much pick percentages, and then you can see it for the whole SNL average as well as for the team. So yeah, be sure to do that if you want to see some of the gods being played. But in addition to getting god stats, you also got some perhaps more fun stats, more cool stats, and that's the player stats as well as the leaderboards. And we have a few leaderboards. We have the kills, assists, damage dealt, damage mitigated. Then we also have kill participation, deaths, damage taken, healing. And we have as well some charts for the KDA and the top 10 damage dealers in the league compared to the rest of the league. So we can see some. We already have a player with 20 kills. I think that's Bushy with, I think, 2 games played. 20 kills, pretty insane. Averaging 10 kills a game. As well as, we have some players with quite a lot of assists, 36 assists, and then we have some 30 assists. So yeah, pretty solid on those fronts. But then we have some a bit weirder stats we're going to talk about, and those are the damage dealt, damage mitigated, healing, and the damage taken. So do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the player KDA actually, because I was just looking at it. There is this one player that's kind of nutty. Jamal, he has 24 KDA.
24 KDA,
so he probably hasn't really died in his matches. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
And then we have Mr. Fister at 19.5, and then Rising Dragonak. Or it's actually Dragon AC, I think, but
I think so,
19. Yeah. And then Jackie has 16. Actually, a guest later on.
Yep.
And then our mid laner even, Sir Spoon, the MVP, has 15.5. That's pretty
solid.
Yeah,
solid KDAs. These are the top 5 KDAs you have.
Yeah, the top 5 KDA players. And then for kill participation, I know Sedima only has 1 match submitted because their other match they lost the ID and it got forfeited. But he has a 100% kill participation. It's pretty insane.
I mean, we can see players we know for sure played 2 games like Don Duck, 77% kill participation. Pretty insane as well for a hunter. Sir Spoon, we have another player we know for sure played 2 games. Our mid laner has 72%. So pretty solid kill participation even for them, right? For 2 games, so that's pretty good. We're gonna skip over the death metric because not too exciting for the players that are on there. But
Dancing Night mode is pretty shit.
20 deaths.
Shit by him.
20 deaths.
Yeah, but 20 deaths in 2 games. Ay.
Although he does have 82 kill participation for his team, which is pretty insane as well. So
yeah, but if his team only made 2 kills.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But
then it couldn't be 82, could it? But you know.
I couldn't, but
yeah. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about some of the stats like damage dealt, damage mitigated, damage taken, as well as healing. Those stats currently show the raw values, and so you were talking about changing them a bit, right?
We're gonna change that to damage taken, dealt, mitigated, and healing to be per minute instead of be raw values, because at the moment the people that are number 1 in those spots, they play like some 50-minute slugfests, and that's why they're on top. And I felt that some other people felt as well that you shouldn't be on top if you are in slugfest. If you're stomping super hard and you finish your games quickly, you shouldn't get punished on the leaderboards for being that good. So, yeah.
So fair. These stats are going to be changed soon to represent the damage per minute, or damage dealt per minute, damage mitigated per minute, damage taken per minute, and of course healing per minute numbers. So it's going to be pretty nice to have the actual like proper value, so to say.
Yeah.
For the players, so as I said, players don't get punished for finishing their games quickly and stomping the opposition, which is a bit weird that they get punished for that. To be honest, but maybe just oversight. There was a bit of an oversight on the stats department, but it's going to be rectified quite soon. Yeah,
it will.
We talked about a little bit about in the last week's episode about having some highlights of some games, but of course that didn't get to happen because Harris patched the game Tuesday. So pretty much all the match IDs that we had with replace potentially were lost. Then also you have obviously the problem of even if you set up a custom game and it's set to record the demo and allow spectators, you don't guarantee that the demo is going to be recorded unless somebody spectates until the minion spawn. So that's kind of a useless option. I don't know why it even exists if it doesn't actually do the thing it says it does. Yeah, unless something happens, right? Unless you have somebody spectating, which is pretty stupid in my opinion. And so I think we should talk a little bit about Smite Spectator and a bit of its state, which is pretty horrendous.
Yeah, you summed up some stuff already, but so that you need to wait and. Someone needs to watch the game and wait until minions spawn for actually a demo to get made. It's pretty bad. It's 2021 already, and every game has a demo mode that fully works with a history of your 50 last play matches. Fortnite has it, so Call of Duty has it, Counter-Strike has it, Overwatch. I can sum up a billion.
Yeah, and even if you don't directly have it,
I bet you fucking Minecraft servers have it.
Yeah, you can have the replay mode in Minecraft, right? So you can do that. Yeah, you can just download certain replays and save them on your PC locally if they don't want to have them on the server. So
yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of solutions to the problem, but the current state is completely over because and especially with the patch wipes. What is this all about?
Yeah, the patch wipes is dumb because to explain to the listeners, if the Smite game update, so maybe you played a game on Monday and want to watch it back on Wednesday. Oh no, the game update on Tuesday, so now you can view back your game because if the game's played on an older patch and your client is on a newer patch, you can actually watch the demos. So
yeah, pretty bad with those things. And of course, yeah, as I said, we definitely need a spectator. So we're talking a bit, yourself and I, about potentially finding a way to solve this issue and having the replays available, even there's nobody that's available to spectate. One potential fix we thought about is, because we don't really have any direct input or access to Hi-Res and what they do, so we thought we're just gonna make do ourselves with a band-aid, and one of the band-aids we thought about was having a bot that automatically spectates players once they get into game. So at least we have the custom games spectated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of work to set it all up and make it, but it's a thing that's like technically possible to build.
It is technically possible. It's gonna be a ball ache to set up. It's gonna be really tough, really annoying as well to figure out all the janky Hi-Res logic and stuff that we need to.
And it needs to find the match in time, the lobby to join and spectate, and
and additionally, there's some limitations. Like, of course, the bot has to know when the match is happening and to know what players to spectate. So, for example, imagine you have a sub and stuff like that. You have to figure out a lot of cases where the bot has to find a different way to spectate if he can't do it the main way. So it is going to be a huge project if we start to undertake it. But I think it's going to be quite helpful with helping a league such as ours, which don't have really.
Yeah, some of the rules that have been set up already help it. So like, because the home team captain makes the lobby, you can just search for that name and like and refresh the list, join it, wait till 30 seconds, leave again, and then that match has a demo available.
No, yeah, but I was thinking as well, imagine if there's a pause in the first 30 seconds and the bot needs to realize, okay, there's a pause, so it needs to wait until the pause, and then that also stalls it spectating potentially another game that's happening simultaneously, so it is quite convoluted.
It's quite a bit of things on it.
It is quite convoluted and annoying to set up, but this is one of the fixes that's potential to. Well, it's not really a solution; it's more of a band-aid, but it's a band-aid to the problem that is created by Hi-Res, so we don't really have any other way to fix it. If you think about it. So we'll be talking about it. It's not really guaranteed that it's going to happen, but it's definitely on the radar.
It's a thing that we're looking into and might build in the future.
We might look into it, for sure, because I think it's going to be quite useful for us as a league, and maybe some even other leagues that run the same as us.
Exactly.
They can utilize it as well, because non-sanctioned, pretty much non-official Smite leagues don't really get to have replay safe, because they can set up, I think, for their official SPL matches and testing matches as well, I'm pretty sure. But obviously they probably sub a lot harder for them to set it up for us as a independent league, pretty much.
So,
that's pretty much it. The standings have been starting to shape up. In the EU Divine Division, we have us with 3 points, as well as Fatlogs, Mozzarella Sticks with 0 points, and Noobsaurus with 0 points as well. That's how it's looking for us. And for the Godlike Division, the EU one, of course, was DNA, so we're not in yet. We have Pocket Pixels, We Are Deadly, and Shalom Jack, all with 3 points. In the sack for Fiesta and EU Forts, unfortunately losing all their games, so 0-2. So they didn't
Pocket Pixel actually didn't play on EU fraud because EU frauds.
That's fair. That's fair.
They were like, no, wait, no.
Yes,
in the sack was AFK. They didn't show up.
Yeah, they showed up. We talked about it last week about them showing up extremely late. So they didn't show up.
Pocket Pixels cheated a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't show up. Some interesting stuff that happened this week, perhaps, is something with the matchup between Mozzarella Sticks and a bunch of Egypts, right? We'll quickly talk about it. So what happened was, there was a matchID missing from the second game, even though the first game was already played and known as a matchID. So what was decided to happen was, because the rules didn't explicitly say what is meant to happen in such a situation, a bunch of Egypts and Mozzarella Sticks were given a replay of the second game. So game one is already decided by, because the ID exists and it's known. Then the second game was replayed, and whatever happens from then on decides if the series continues into a third game or the series again ends into as it had done initially. But of course, the second match ID was lost. So
Yeah, to say the bunch of idiots support actually found the ID of game one.
Yeah.
He typed /replay matchID like I don't know 50 times in the console and on his PC until he loaded in because they luckily had a spectator in the match. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So they found it and they submitted it. So
otherwise, it would have been a completely 0-2 for them.
A bunch of idiots want to as well, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, they did what, sir?
Hmm.
A bunch of idiots did what?
They 2-0 mozzarella sticks.
Again, okay, yeah. So they didn't technically lose the result, but yeah. Would have been bad for them if they hadn't gone. But now, since then, though, a little change in the rules to make sure the situation is explicitly known what happens. And yeah, do you want to quickly talk about it then, Kevin? About
what?
Rule change. About the rule change and the explicitly what happens in such a situation when a
I will talk about it. So the rule that got updated is rule 1.7, submitting match IDs. So before it stated that the home team should submit a match ID. If they don't do it, they get a warning. If they do it more times, they get like a penalty / point deductions.
Yeah.
But it didn't actually state that the match would be forfeited, which was the case already, but it wasn't stated correctly. So now it's actually stated correctly. If you're the home team and you don't submit your match ID, you just lose the game automatically, even if you won or lost. It's just to prevent that people could exploit the replaying the game. So, for example, if you are like the home team and you lost and you're like, oh, oops, I forgot to submit it. I guess we need to replay the game. And then you maybe win, So to prevent that, it's an automatic loss if you don't submit your game.
Yeah, so from now on, definitely be careful with keeping match IDs. Right? Unless you want an automatic loss.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Be very, very careful, yeah.
Other than that, on time because,
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say be on time because there
are
only like 2 or 3 teams that just didn't show up, and it's pretty frustrating for the team that's waiting, and it's just annoying, and it doesn't give stats, so it's just not cool at all.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, we're going to be joined soon by the 2 guests we talked about earlier from Shalom Jack, so we'll be right back when we're joined by them.
Okay, so we're back with our guests from Shalom Jack. It's Jackie, Mr. Shalom himself, and TheMeerCon, the captain from the team. Probably their best player, maybe not. So,
he's the MVP on their team page, so.
What?
He's the MVP on their team page.
I think that will ruffle some feathers saying I'm the best player. I think there'll be a few
I definitely
people
reckon that's in dispute.
That's in dispute.
Me and the rest of the team, that's definitely
star player.
Yeah, he's the MVP for the team according to Kevin's system. So unless it's rigged.
The stats on the site may say one thing, but
they say everything, really.
The sad stuff, everything.
First things first, guys. How does the league feel?
Do you go first, Jack, or me? All right. The league feels pretty good. There's some good competition in there, I think. Maybe 1 or 2. I mean, individually, it depends. It varies. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've only played 1 game so far. We had a bye for the second week, and I guess we'll have more input and experience as the league progresses.
Yep.
And when we see more results.
You guys played on similar leagues before, like similar leagues?
No, we've not.
I played in a couple of leagues, but this is our first league together as a team. We literally created the team for this league.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, well, I guess Jackie, since you've played in other leagues, how do you feel like about this system? I mean, you're not the captain, but I guess you have some insight.
Well, I'm really loving it so far. Feels good to get back into some sort of like competitive environment. And it's nice as well because so many of the people in like both the divisions, I know a lot of people on most of the teams, so it's some good healthy rivalry going around, which is nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it is. It is quite a nice nice community. I mean, most of you guys know each other from places. So it's pretty cool to see the banter going around as well. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Maybe like TheMeerCon as he views the system as a captain, so like the Smite Noob League system of submitting match IDs, etc. Is it like quite intuitive, quite easy to use? Do you think?
Yeah, it's really easy. Just jumping on the site now to like go through it again for ease. And I mean, it's just entering a match ID, just entering some numbers.
Yeah.
Actually, I've not actually done it yet though, because it's not been our turn. But I think
No,
it is.
you've been the
I think
away
it's
team.
me. Yeah, I think it's me this upcoming week.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's
you're gonna get the
nice and
experience.
simple.
You're gonna get the experience the genius developer that's Kevin. And it's
Smiling Kevin shoes.
and his coding prowess, yeah, of course, it's definitely not genius. Come on.
Probably better at programming than I'm at Smite.
Okay, well, that's the beauty. On both
To be
Put
fair,
points.
yourself down like that, man. I've seen you play Smite. You're a god. You're
Oh,
solo lane king.
okay, you don't need to boost his ego now. Come on.
Just getting the brown nosing in, you know,
Yeah.
like early on.
the only thing I have done so far, I guess, is change around where people are playing.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing we went through. Like
Did
an
that about
experimental
4
phase.
times.
Exactly. So the drag and drop system is fantastic.
Yeah, it's quite intuitive.
That's
It's
good to
worked an
hear.
awful lot for us.
Yeah, I mean, we did use it once as well. Yeah, so it is pretty cool. It is,
Yeah, we swapped even.
yeah, you and I.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Took a
that
good
was
second.
pretty cool. I think it's I think most people like as well the design and the feel of the website. So that's a positive note for sure. But yeah, maybe like you have some improvements you want to see to either delay the way it's being run or something with the system itself. I don't know. Have you guys looked at some, for example, the leaderboards or something, and maybe you've had some quarrels with it?
One thing I'm
Level,
interested
the
in is...
leaderboard.
Go on. Go, Jack. Jackie?
I cut out there a little bit.
Yeah.
One thing I did think, the leaderboards and everything, I think that's all really fun. I love
Yeah.
like the God knows how many different stats you have on there.
Quite a few.
I think it's a bit weird. One of the teams, I can't remember what they're called, Pocket Pixel, that's the one. They've played 2 matches already.
No, they didn't play.
Yeah, they actually got automatic wins.
Yeah. So they have they got 2 wins under their belt for free. Which kind of seems a bit weird. I don't know if there's anything you can really do about that.
I mean,
It seems wrong to me that they should be up so far, having not even played a game.
no, I think it's fair. I think it's fair, but I think it's more to have to do with the enemy team more than them being at fault, right?
No, 100%.
but
Their fault.
I get your
Not
point.
Pocket
Yeah,
Pixels.
yeah, I get your point. It is kind of feel unfair. I mean, maybe some way down the line you guys get a free tool as well. You know, just to catch up on that free points as well, right? Pretty good. Must feel pretty good.
What do you mean? When they play Pocket Pixel, it's probably a free too. So.
Yeah, that's probably well.
True. It's very true.
Well, okay, yeah. You're already getting into it. Let's see. So that's pretty good.
To be fair, the leaderboards like Jackie mentioned, I've actually didn't even check that page yet, and I'm
kind of mental, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
so much stuff on it.
I don't know. I think the kills leaderboard is pretty good, but the other one's not so much. I don't know. I don't like the others too much. I think the kill leaderboard is pretty good. I don't know. This person in 3rd place is pretty good as well. But yeah, I don't know about the other ones. Not so good. But yeah,
the top 5 KDA, we've got Jackie and Jake. 2 of
Yeah,
the boys
yeah.
represent.
You do have some pretty insane KDs on there.
Jackie has a 16, so.
Yeah, the our first set was a little bit interesting. But we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah, we definitely will. But yeah, so yeah, nice. Thank you for some input and feedback, I guess. But yeah, other than that, well, I guess let's just jump into it. Let's talk about some of your results, or like I guess the only result you have, which is from week 1. And how's that match? How's the series?
Well, yeah, it was a free win.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh god.
First game, we can definitely say that Con was the MVP because he was the only person to die on our team.
Yeah.
The first game. So yeah, definitely. I think the first game was something like 17-1. So
Yeah.
It was
It was pretty
very fair and
significant.
balanced.
18.
Yeah, 18. I'm just seeing that.
18-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Just want to point out again, Con did get soloed in that game.
I
You
didn't
might
get
have
soloed that
traded,
game. Give
but-
it a rest.
No, you
I always have people in
traded,
my
you
lane.
traded kills, but you did get soloed.
Nobody in that
I
team
did
got an
get
assist,
soloed.
so then you
Yeah.
technically got soloed.
Must have been. There's no other way around it.
I definitely someone turned up. Dodgy stats.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure.
did force out you beat, right? It was a jungler just
Yeah,
showing
of
up for a second.
Yeah, of course.
Those
Always
pesky
happens.
junglers. Those pesky junglers
Probably
just
the
showing up.
enemy support because support diff, obviously.
Oh yeah, that is yeah. I can believe that. I can
In
believe
fact, no,
that.
I think I remember this one. I think I definitely took about 2 or 3 tower shots
Oh.
to kill him.
Their support was level 11 at the end of the match. That's rough.
I mean, he was a sub. So.
Yeah.
I don't know how much experience they had with him, but yeah, other than that, yeah, sure, not the greatest showing from EO Force there. But yeah, you guys did win quite handily. Game 1,
Yeah.
pretty
Game
much,
was just confidence.
pretty much the same with game 2. Although a lot more kills were dropped, maybe a bit more lost gameplay, but again, pretty quick.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the enemy back camps in the second game, and yeah, I think we got a bit too friendly. We were having fun,
Yeah,
Yeah, we literally had Ripley on his trademark Loki saying, look at the KDA, look at the KDA, and dies 5 times.
Yeah. 8, 5, and 11. Only 2 wards placed. That's pretty bad.
Honestly, not even a threat.
Absolutely.
He placed 1 ward per 11 minutes. That's aye.
that's some wording per hour.
It's probably 2 vision shards at the beginning of the match, and then
Yeah,
If he's lucky.
yeah,
Those need items though, especially Lokis. They really need items.
yeah, they really need the gold for the items.
Yeah, wards aren't essential.
yeah, words don't do damage. So I don't know. I'm with Loki on that one. But yeah, you guys did win pretty handily. Games as well. 22 minutes and 20 minutes for the first one as well. So quite quick games as well. So you did get a bit punished from what we were talking earlier with Kevin about, which was the leaderboards for damage dealt, etc. Because currently they're just flat number. They're not per minute. So you guys probably got ripped off pretty hard there. We're probably gonna see some of you up there quite high. I can imagine, especially the second game. But yeah, Kevin's gonna hopefully fix it for you guys, so you can be properly represented, and we can stop the count. And the election was won by a lot. But other than that, we can move on to what do you guys think of? Well, did you guys actually scrim a decent amount, or again?
We've skipped most people.
Yeah, so I've heard that as well. So I was gonna ask you about how you feel the overall level of your division is, or at the league as a whole.
We'll take this one, Con.
Yeah, can do. I mean, I think overall, there's like people. Most teams are pretty clear on where they're going to be from our perspective. And that's not even BM. It's just EU frauds. We think are probably going to be rock bottom by the end of this. And I think we only really have 1, maybe 2 teams, which could be a real threat for the top place.
Yeah.
And then we have a handful of like middle of the pack teams, such as like Pocket Pixel and in the Zac. I think they're going to be around the middle.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I guess there is some difference in level, of course, and some well, maybe you can say different tiers of teams. We can check that out a bit later. But other than that, what do you guys think of the season 8 meta? Like how it's going currently? What are you guys thoughts? You play different roles, so maybe let's start with Jackie on this one.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, I switched back over to support recently, and yeah, I'm getting used to it again. And it's nice to have a bit more of a diverse god pool because I feel like last season the support god pool was a bit limited.
Yeah.
Now it does seem like you can kind of play whatever you want.
Yeah,
the warrior and assassin supports don't feel too overpowered anymore. Towards the end of last season, they were kind of all everyone was playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the only thing that they could possibly do is fix the support starters a little bit, because if you're not building Sentinel's Gift at the moment, you're basically trying.
It is pretty unfortunate that there's no alternative. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That would be my only thing that I could say would probably make support a bit better. Maybe a buff to War Flag, or adding in something else which just makes benevolence a little bit better to get. You just get too much gold.
Don't forget Yamoja Death's Toll. You got
Yeah,
some
obviously
variety.
that.
Yamoja Death's Toll is really good.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't know if they fixed it already.
I think they're fixing the next patch, perhaps.
Do they? It's actually for someone that doesn't know, Yamoja like heals herself when she hits allies with her basics and also the full minion wave. So if you hit your full minion wave, you're basically full health again.
Yeah, because it procs Death on both allies and enemies. So
yeah.
Very ridiculous for that one, but
madness.
Ridiculous. But yeah, Jackie, you've been playing some Aries and Kabrak in the league, but maybe you have another. What would you say is your favorite god to play this season? I suppose.
I think you can that one, Jackie. I think you can that one, mate.
I mean, people can see. I think the only people who I'm worried about knowing, they already know what I play anyway. And I reckon the best support at the moment, at least in my eyes, is Cerberus.
Yeah. Okay.
At least for the way our team plays. He's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want with him.
There's a lot of damage as well, surprisingly a lot of damage.
Still do damage, exactly, yeah. I think there are gods that stand up against him, for sure. But if you're looking to like carry a ranked game, build a full damage Cerberus support, you're doing well.
Yeah. It is a pretty strong choice for sure. Well, what about you, TheMeerCon? What are you thinking about the Hunter meta currently? How are you feeling about it?
Well, I enjoyed it before they decided to nerf Hunters to the ground.
Oh, in the ground.
Into the ground. Honestly, it's hard now. It's a hard life.
It's the
Fail Not Win Demon was like a fantastic build. I enjoyed it very much. Now you have you actually have to use your brain a little bit more. There's about 3.
God.
I'd say about 2 or 3
players using their brain.
Yeah, I don't think ADC players have ones to use.
We just left click. That's all we do. We get told what to do. But no, I think I kind of like the fact that there's some variety now. The only variety really in the previous build was that after Fail Not and Win Demon, you had like everything you needed, and the last item was whatever was needed in that game. But now you kind of have to do a whole build catered for the situation.
Yeah, sure. Are you a connoisseur of the Berserker Shield build as well?
I use the Berserker's build sometimes. So for anyone that's not aware, you can use like Death Toll, Berserker's boots. You can go Ichabod Rage, Wind Demon if you like.
Yeah.
But then there's also you can go Devourer's Gauntlets and then go like Exekins, Oboe. That's also pretty solid.
And you always go Death's Toll.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there is like one build which is like a full pen build, which you can use the Cowl and then start T1 dominance. Because mana is the biggest problem with that starter item.
Yeah.
But mainly Death Toll, because it gets nerfed, I think, in the patch like next week.
Well, it gets adjusted, yeah, but I'd say it's a bit of a more of a nerf than a build game.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it a try, see if it's still the same. I think it always seems like you get more health back compared to Cowl, just because it's like a certain percentage.
I mean, I've heard people complain that Death Toll's problem right now is that it's really good at the game, but then it really falls off. So, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think, especially when you upgrade it to Death's Embrace, you can just walk into a tower, tank it for a few shots, and like still be pretty good HP. But the percentage of lifesteal back is really good. You don't even need Devourer's Gauntlets.
Yeah.
Next patch, you can't heal on towers anymore.
Yeah,
exactly. That's going to be one of the problems. But I think Cowl is going to start becoming more used, and I know there's a handful of people, especially top end, who are starting to use Gilded a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, if you can snowball with Gilded, it's pretty much unmatched, but I think Cowl is going to be quite important next patch, or like the item to go next patch, pretty much, to start with.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you can get like 10, 11 minutes through the game without being killed and like getting everything that you'd normally get, even if it's like a split 50-50 between the ADCs, then I mean, you should be ahead by like 1-2k at that point, especially if you get a kill. Yeah,
it is very snowballing, for sure. It does help that Berserkers is pretty OP, but I think it's also being nerfed next patch. Am I correct in saying that?
It's already been nerfed.
Yeah, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty much what they go to for most players who, well, I'd say probably the more higher end players. So some people still, as I said, like to go Devos with XC, but yeah, I don't know. I think the shield is pretty strong.
I think for me, it's better off, especially when you're going against like another aggressive ADC, or maybe if there's like a double physical, or against early game junglers, which are physical. It's quite a decent pickup because it gives you a little bit of a chance to fight back.
Yeah, if you do expect attention from the jungle, for sure. Yeah, I think the shield just. I mean, first off, you can build it like quite a lot quicker, and you don't need to stack it up to get the power spike. You just get it instantly, and it does feel really good to get that power spike. I think so. It is really strong, I think, still. But yeah, we'll see what happens next patch and how both shake up for sure. We'll see also with maybe some support differences, although I think Sentinels is still going to be too broken next patch to go for something else, I think, as a starter. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely think it's transitioning now from Hunters being able to carry the game to more transitioning over maybe towards mid.
Yeah, I think mid is going to be really strong next patch. Yeah,
carrying more now.
And I think not so much mid on its own, but I think like the trio of support, mid, and jungle is going to. Well, it's pretty much always important, but it's I think the impact it's going to have, especially next patch, is going to be pretty high. But we'll see how stuff goes, because I mean obviously when hunters can't carry, then mid laners and junglers have most of the map controlled early game and into the mid game, so you kind of rely on those to make the gameplay or like early game plays. So obviously they're gonna get a lot more carry potential through that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. Well, I don't know, Kevin, do you want to talk a bit about the meta and how you feel about it?
One thing to say, really. That's Cerberus is OP, Tier is semi-OP.
It's quite good.
And then probably the third one is Scylla still dumb, and Janus as well, and that's it, really.
Yeah. Well,
and all hunters are dumb as well, by the way. It's just still annoying.
Okay. I don't see you complaining about an Artemis. Come on now.
Artemis is pretty OP. Blink Artemis is basically wins you every game. 100%. So if someone is looking for like a tip to win every ranked game until they hit GM, Blink Artemis, really.
Nailed to GM, honestly, all the way.
Yeah.
Fast track.
just get MMR cap with Blink Artemis, pretty much. Easy.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. Yeah.
Might pull out in solo next league game.
That'll be a juicy one. Don't leak it, come on. Why'd you leak it now? Now it's gonna get banned against you. People have spice over, you know. Listen to what you say. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, Guan Yu, right, for you, it's been pretty big for Kevin, so right? If you like the Guan, so you hate the Serb? Is that what it's coming down to?
Basically, no. I mean, I don't like Guan, but Guan is like really easy to play normally, so just easy. Yeah. Just walk around, go in horsey, and then you win the team fight.
I mean, Tierlist have pretty stupid matchups in solo, and he pretty much wins like almost every lane.
He should win like almost all of them.
Yeah, it is ridiculous how strong Tierlist is.
He full clears the wave level 2.
Yeah, he does. He does.
The most annoying thing about it.
I gotta be honest. Sometimes you fuck up. You know, you think you can go for the solo kill at the wave, and then you die.
Yeah.
Just sometimes when you have like guarding siege.
I don't remember that happening to my solo ever. I know. No, definitely not in a scrim against Shalom Jack now.
That was just dumb. I really thought I could kill him, but
it didn't go to plan.
Marco bamboozled me as well. It was a big bamboozle.
Yeah.
How did he bamboozle you? I'm interested.
So I tried. I think I blinked and then I missed all my shit and then.
Oh yeah. What a bamboozle.
Then no wait. I got stunned out of my dash as well when I was dashing back and then I was like in the middle of the wave and then I was fucked. That was it. I blinked in. I wanted to do like my cool combo on him. I got fucking stunned when my dash was going off. I fucking died.
Curses.
Yeah, that was curses. And then I died a couple more times actually, I think, but kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, that is what it is, right? But yeah, other than that, let's move back into some on-topic stuff. For example, what do you guys think? You were talking about a bit earlier about some positions. So perhaps what do you think Who do you think is going to be your biggest opponent or toughest opposition for the number 1 spot this split?
I think this one's you, Jack.
I think on paper, realistically, We Are Deadly to be our biggest competition, but I don't think that will be the case, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think We Are Deadly is filled with like a couple of very good players, all GMs in ranked.
Yeah.
But they will have the GM ranked mentality, which is just run it down, and I see us punishing that time. We've been practicing as a team a lot, and I just feel like we can beat any ranked players at the moment. It's not just a 1v1 scenario, it's how the team plays against us.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like there's a lot of people in our team as well, like going into that team where the one-on-one, it's pretty even, it's like balanced out, so it's not even going to be a matter of the fact that
talking about your lane there, Con, or is your lane going to be one-sided? That's going to be pretty one-sided, isn't it, on our side?
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm gonna put Brock in the dirt.
Yeah, it happened last time we played.
Oh, that's Gophers. And what against the 2009 Ford Fiesta? Isn't that your biggest opponent?
Well, people that we know the most in the league, I feel like we'll have good games against them. When we scrimmed them, they did beat us, which is fair enough. But but I think we beat ourselves more than anything. Made no outstanding plays in the game that won the game for them, realistically. We just trolled ourselves and threw the game.
Yeah.
I see us beating them next time. Pretty easily, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, they did.
We always go for a blistering start as well against most people. Like, we have leads everywhere, and then just sometimes it doesn't always transition, like in that set, pretty much. They had like mid towers down, I think, and then managed to get a kill on us from a stupid fight, and then that was it. End of the game. Twice.
You're actually gonna play We Are Deadly next week, and then the week after it's against the Ford Fiesta guys. So you guys have like some good games coming up.
Marquee matchups coming up.
Yeah.
The big ones.
So you reckon if you win those two, you automatically already won?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have the replays.
If we're beating We Are Deadly and Ford Fiesta consistently, then we'll win, definitely.
Yeah, they are still the second matches, the second round robin way to go through, but yeah. It's only for guys then. Yeah, so
I think it's Tierlist time.
It's Tierlist time. We're gonna be back real quick. We're gonna do some quick fixing to get to the tier, so be right back in a sec. Okay, so we're back with the tier list. We're gonna rank the Godlike EU division teams, and we're gonna get some hot takes from two experts from from Shalom Jack and the Godlike division. So they have pretty decent insight, I think, into most teams. So let's get rolling. Should we start with Pocket Pixels then? What are you guys thinking?
Do you want to start off, Con, or shall I?
The one thing about this team is the fact that they've changed two players from when they originally signed up. So they lost just Matt Gaming after he raged off after being clapped.
Actually, did he actually rage off?
Because the team saw.
Yeah, we put him in the bin.
I think news for me.
When we first got together, we had a few games against them. I think they won every one of them, and then we finally sorted our issues out, and then absolutely clapped them 2-0, and then they imploded. Just Matt Gaming left. He's no longer there. Probably the best player in that team actually as well for him. He could hit his job being on keyboard
definitely
and
mouse. By far.
And then so they lost that, and then now I don't know about their ADC, but I think I'm probably able to run him down.
I think their ADC used to play soul lane for them actually initially.
Yeah, that's their soul laner.
Yeah. So. I've seen him play once or twice. I think I queued with him like a few days after they made the change. I think I can run him down. And then the mids change. I think Tez has chickened out because he doesn't want to get battered by people week in, week out. I have no idea how good Zeus is in that team. And they also got Leroy in there as solo for because Tedesco moved over to ADC. But I don't know. We've not played them since like all these changes have happened.
Yeah.
But say now that they're a low to middle tier team now.
Yeah,
I heard
maybe even a B, for now, and then we can evaluate it.
Yeah, we can change a little later
Top
on.
bottom of the chain. Sure.
Bush
Yeah, so
tier.
so what you're saying pretty much is the changes they made did kind of hurt them, and
it definitely put them in the bin. I mean, Just Mac Gaming was a very talented player and always has been a very talented player, but he's an idiot. And without him, I don't see what they do realistically. That's the thing about being on mouse and keyboard, Akon. You do hit your shit.
you do tend to hit your shit.
That's right in the feels, man. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Gotta say though, for this team quickly.
Yeah.
I heard that since the changes as well, right? So maybe they didn't went down that much in player skill because Leroy and Suze are still like pretty decent at the game.
Yeah.
But I heard their comps went to shit. So like I know Zeus and Leroy, they are both Dutch, and they trash talk their jungler every fucking game in Dutch. But that's all fine, you know. But
Jesus, what? So there's trashing Eddie in Dutch.
Yeah, what?
Oh,
Gosh,
God.
honestly, what did Eddie ever do to them?
I don't know. But until they actually play some games instead of winning by forfeit, they need to be in B. So I agree.
Okay, so let's move on to 2009 for Fiesta. Let's talk a bit about him.
S++. S++.
I think an A.
No, they're an A. Probably an A.
Like, they're a decent team. I mean, their main issue is whether Callum Ward will actually play or not consistently, because I know he's got awkward shifts. So, like, he works nights some weeks and he works days. So, like, their scheduling is a bit weird sometimes. So they never actually have a consistent support, I don't think, at least yet.
I know they have the best solo laner in the Godlike division, probably.
They think
do they not?
That.
Yeah, I think they do.
I don't know. He plays serve only, pretty much.
God, solo laner would have a lot to say about that, and it's probably cringing pretty hard.
I mean, he has one other pick. It's King Arthur. Does he still play it?
He played it the other day.
Plays Kabrakin, Cerberus, and King Arthur very well.
Yeah.
Fair to him.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So if you ban those three at the beginning of the match, you have a free solo lane, basically.
But the one thing I've noticed with Comrade is he dives very hard and he doesn't build that tanky, so he could really just be turned on and burst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we didn't do that in the set where we got 2-0'd, but that's one of the things we highlighted after, saying why are we not turning on this guy? He's not even tanky at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they're an A tier.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the team like? Because their solo is good, and then their mid. I don't even know who's their mid actually.
It's Sean.
Oh, Sean's pretty good.
Sean's good.
Yeah.
Sean's good. Satan was, I think, like a facilitator in the team, which is kind of like how I played jungle when the very few times that I did play jungle. I played to get everyone else ahead and just sort of be almost like a secondary tank.
Yeah, Satan has a 100% kill participation. I don't think he ever plays bad, but he doesn't carry the game.
Well, that is in one game, to be fair.
Carry,
yeah, but still.
Yeah.
He does bits. He does what he needs to. He knows what he needs to do.
He did play Nemesis. Pretty good to have 100% kill party.
Picks that.
Yeah. Really.
And then Jeep will get run down by most people in the league. That's the weakest player.
Yeah, he was originally on a different team. So
I heard
he got
kicked
kicked
off because he didn't
for not scrimming.
And he actually filled in for a different team on that day.
Yeah, he did. He was playing another scrim during his own team had a scrim.
But I think the duo lane there, if both Callum and Duke play, that's by far their weakest area in comparison to the rest of their team.
I agree.
And if they're like better players, then maybe they could be pushed up and be a real threat.
Yeah.
But I know that if I go against Duke, he'll get run down and be under his tower. And then Callum's mentals are coffins after like 5 minutes of being killed.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Callum, if you put 14 ults on him, he'll always go down.
Yeah.
It's 14, but he dies every time.
But Sean, Samer, and Conrad are good.
Okay, so it's pretty solid team still. They have potential to ramp up, I guess. But yeah, we'll see how they do when they actually play they did play a full series, but just one of the matches didn't get recorded.
Yeah.
So be careful.
They get run down.
They get run down pretty hard, but
Yeah.
they were playing against We Are Deadly, so maybe a
Yeah,
foreshadowing.
that's
But yeah, I mean, I guess next up is the guys you actually played against, the EU Frauds. So what are you guys thinking here?
Yeah, I'd leave him there. I'd leave him right there and see.
These guys are fully in the bin. If it could be dropping off of the tier list, it would be there. Unfortunately,
I have some spicy
no fate?
info as well.
No fate in them. Ramping up.
They actually messaged me the other day, asking when the divisions get a reshuffle, like when they get reordered.
I'm not.
I
think
said,
that's fair. I think
To be
that's
fair, they
very
have
fair.
played the two hardest teams in the league.
yeah. I told them that, and I told them just hang in there, it will happen, but not today.
Yeah, I assume they
I
also
just feel
got.
like maybe they were a little bit cheeky with how skillful they said their players were, and maybe got put in the wrong division because of that.
Oh, they told me they were all masters, so.
And they're definitely not masters players.
The thing is, as well, like from our experience with going against them in week 1, it was so hard to like even schedule the game because apparently everyone was at work all the time and didn't finish till late.
Yeah.
So and they could only play at the weekend pretty much. And if you could only really play a league game at the weekend, like how often do you get to play the game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never heard of any of them, and most of the guys on console have never heard of them. It was all Xbox, and the other team in the pack have never ever heard of them.
Yeah, they did get run down pretty hard against you guys, or you did run them, I guess. And also I assume they destroyed since they played Weird Deadly, so in the following, so pretty rough start for them. But of course they can always like bounce back, right? They're still, as you said, they played probably the two strongest teams.
I think they can challenge.
Yeah. So we'll see how they progress for sure. Next up in the sack, so another team.
It's another Xbox team.
Another Xbox team, yeah. A team that didn't show up first week, so bad on them.
This is a very, very awkward one, this one.
It is.
Because
these guys are our scrim partners, for one. We've only actually played them once, but we're meant to be playing them on a weekly basis.
Oh, nice.
But
got the opportunity to play with them the other day in their league game, which was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, the big issue here is that the mid laner doesn't ward. I think they came out with like 1 ward each game.
No.
And the mid laner was run down every single game, first blood. Apparently, from what Jackie was saying in their comms, he doesn't enjoy the game, so I don't know why he's playing.
Yeah,
quite toxic. I think if you're gonna play really shit every game, at least ward. And at least ward if you're gonna die about 8 times.
Or keep a decent attitude. That's also one of them.
Exactly.
With how bad he plays, with how bad he plays, and like just his negativity, I would never be on a team with him. I'd have already moved.
Yeah.
So you're just saying they should actually replace him with Taz. Maybe
he's basically the anchor bringing them down, like in the tier list. They'd be a good team because Nutley is an absolute solid player. Like
he's world class jungler.
Is he? He's Nutley nutty.
That team by far, from what we've seen so far.
Oh, nice.
The only player to pop off against us, and in every game that we've watched them play, he's always done consistently well.
Yeah.
If he had a bit of a better mid laner, the team would be a million times better, honestly.
They played Ford Fiesta the other day in like first game. He single-handedly carried that game real hard on Kamazots.
It's really positive to hear that they have some quite strong points, I guess, but also some weak points that they need to work on. I don't know what they're.
Mid, they can actually contest people.
Yeah. So would you say they're on the same level as Ford Fiesta now, or?
No, I think for me,
moment, no.
I think for me they're a B. If they get rid of if they swap the mid for someone who actually wants to.
If they get in task for the mid, how would it go? You wouldn't?
No.
Who would you give to them?
I have no idea who I'd give to them, but anyone with the positive attitude, because anyone who can talk and actually be useful would be better off. Yeah. Even if they weren't The thing is, you don't have to be mechanically good to be a good team. Like there's been plenty of teams before who are just good at comms and
Yeah.
knowing
Yeah.
what to do.
Teamwork is quite important.
Exactly, it works. But change the mid, that could be a decent team.
Yeah.
So they've got to stay at B for now, which is kind of a shame for the other players. The
Yeah.
ADC was
They're not.
as well.
No, for sure. I guess let's move on to Team Solo Farm. I don't know. I'm quite unfamiliar with that team, to be honest, but maybe you guys have some.
Yo, that's a sick logo you made for anyone
Yes.
that's watching.
We played these once. However, only the duo lane was the same.
Oh, okay. It's quite a different roster.
Yeah, exactly.
About this team as well is I know the support. I've teamed with him in the past. I know he's a very solid player. He wasn't playing support back in the day, but he's ex GM console player who moved to C. So he is definitely going to be good. It's hard to say where they'll be really because not scrim the full team, but without the full team, we still took a loss in the set.
Wow.
Then they're definitely A tier because
That's pretty
you
impressive, yeah.
Yeah,
booped the other
I
teams.
remember Marco saying something like we kind of trolled that first game, but
We could have definitely won it, but
Yeah.
they still took the game off of us.
I think, to be honest, just with all of them being a PC team as well, like mechanics is an issue. It's basically just their game awareness and like knowing what
Yeah.
to do. I think that's literally that's the problem with a lot of people like complaining about PC players. It's just easier mechanically. If
Yeah.
you can hit your shit with a controller, it doesn't matter. It's all about your knowledge of what
Yeah.
you do.
I mean, it has been proven many times, I think, through history, throughout history in Smite and in other esports that mechanics don't win games. I mean, they do help for sure, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. You have to work as a team. You have to be aware of your surrounding, your map. You have to play
A lot of people
properly as a
that
team.
scrim tends to be PC teams as well, and we run through
Yeah.
with 4 console players.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I don't think. Well, obviously, some roles definitely are more mechanically capped in console than. So like in keyboard, you have definitely more potential to perform better than in console. But
Basics, maybe?
yeah, sorry. Didn't quite catch that.
They'd hit more basics, maybe?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think
I mean, I
really
think Hunter is
important
one of the
to me.
roles that is a great example for that, right? On console, you're gonna struggle quite a lot more against a keyboard player. But I think there's definitely some roles that console can work probably as good as keyboard. But yeah,
Support.
Yeah.
Solo and
I
mid.
think as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think mid
Because
as well.
mid is just hitting stuff off CC most of the time in comp play, so.
No, there are some roles that can do well in both console, I think, keyboard, but yeah, definitely keyboard offers more potential, especially Hunter, I think, is the biggest difference. Yeah, we can, I guess, move on to, well, if you guys are fine with keeping them at tier A, even though you don't have too much knowledge, I guess them doing quite well against the scrims is definitely positive. So we can move on
I
to,
have no knowledge of this team, so.
yeah. Well, we can keep it here for now. We can move on to We Are Deadly. Well, it's, as you guys said, probably your biggest contenders, and you're also playing them next week. So, what do you guys think of them?
You want to talk them up or down?
I
I
mean,
mean, realistically, next week we'll see like where they're at, but I expect them to have their first loss next week.
I agree, 100%.
Like we outscaled them in the duo lane completely.
Yeah.
And Marco's probably got a good matchup into Delano, and I don't know, Max Eyes in jungle. I've never seen him really off in jungle that much. I've seen him in ranked a lot. The problem is with this team, as I said before, is like they're all ranked players. They're all good players, but they're not going to play as a team. They're just going to run it down and win by pure
Individual
skill,
skill,
which
yeah.
just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Comp, it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, I can definitely look to punish that style in competitive play a lot more than you can in ranked, yeah, for sure.
To be fair,
And-
what I noticed as well against this team is I kind of, with Ford Fiesta, I filled in ADC as like a throw together team to scrim We Are Deadly. And game 1, we run them down. The game 2 and 3, they just basically go side to side, they camp dual lane 100% because Brock's one of their better players, and then they also camp solo as well to give Delano pressure to try and sort of run the map. That's like their main things. I feel like mid is pretty open.
Yep. Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair judgment on their play. I think we've all pretty much heard that they do kind of run it down quite a lot as a ranked team, more than a coherent competitive team. But or if they manage to fix their teamwork with time, perhaps, and their comms as well, they can definitely level up and be even stronger opposition to you guys. But yeah, let's move on to, I guess, the final team, which is you guys.
C tier, and we're done.
Yeah, I was thinking C.
Shalom Jack is C tier, and then
yeah,
we're done
okay,
with
yeah, that's fair.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
they just barely beat you for it, so
yeah. They lost against in scrims. They lost against us, and we're one division lower. And then they also lost against EU frauds.
Joe,
What?
lost against you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, you did. You don't remember? You got like 3-0.
I can't
First we
really
2 you
remember
guys,
that.
and then you're like, oh, we won a best of 5 because this
Oh, yeah,
this doesn't
you
work
beat
for
us
us.
twice. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now, honestly. I can't
Yeah.
believe I forgot.
Do you should remember me going 50-0 on tier? I was already level 20 10 minutes in because I
Yeah,
propped.
I remember 10 minutes
Yeah,
in, Marco
yeah.
was crying down the mic.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was crying, yeah.
I think this is the game as well where I got told off for diving between Phoenix and T2 to get to
Yeah.
the
Is this the legendary Hu Yi dive game or the
Yes, it
Apollo
was.
ultimate? Oh, nice.
No,
Yeah.
it was the Hu Yi dive game.
Yeah, that was interesting. Very interesting place by Con.
Getting told off for not taking towers.
I'm already
Hit
glad.
your basics on the tower, mate. That's
Yeah.
what hunters do, you know.
No, but yeah, I think guys, you guys are looking definitely like the strongest team right now in the division.
Probably the best teamwork from all the
Yeah.
teams that I know of
No, I
in
think
the
for sure, yeah.
in the Godlike one.
For sure, from what I've seen at least, and what I've heard as well.
But
really good.
the logo's pretty bad. So
Oh, come on.
Logo
give
is
it
the
a
best thing about our team.
yeah, but it has
Oh.
It has like this. What? It's like the background is still white. So if it isn't.
No, I did actually go around and remove all the watermarks. It would pain me.
Yeah, I know the watermarks are not the problem, but if you go to match history and you actually watch one of their matches, their logo has like a white background.
Oh yeah, is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's their problem. I think that's spaghetti code right there.
So that's at least one tier down just for that.
He's a very happy man having a good time, which is what our team is. Shalom
Yeah.
Jack.
That's how Jackie
looking
runs
into it a
mid
bit
lane.
too much.
After
Very
a
much.
successful laning period, that's exactly how he runs to mid lane.
Yeah.
He's having a grand old time, isn't he?
No, but in the beginning, I thought you guys were gonna do a little bit less well than you've been doing recently because it was like your first scrim against Eddie I watched, and then you got a little bit of handle, and then you did some role swaps and stuff, and I just kept improving really. Also
Yeah.
like the teamwork.
We've practiced a lot, and now I think it's our league to win, realistically.
Yeah.
Or to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think honestly, I think for the most part, if we lose, I think we lose because of ourselves and not because of any world class plays. But I mean, I guess we can stand to be corrected in a few
Yeah.
weeks. Maybe something happens.
Maybe you get lazy, and then someone comes up, some fresh threat, they run it down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
EU frauds, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah.
rock it out.
You never know.
In the repeat match, they're probably gonna run it down at you guys.
They'll learn a lot in 4 weeks by getting battered 4 times, and then they'll be.
Jeez. No, but they're trying to hit the 0.5 power spike. It's always pretty good. It's not as good as the 0.10 power spike, but it does still work.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Our team as well, being in the S tier, I think it's pretty fair because
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
in their roles is probably the top player in the league, if not one of the top.
yeah.
think
I would even say potentially S plus, but I would like to see you guys as much against We Are Deadly next week for sure, because I think they have, as I said, pretty strong individual players.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe next week one of us can go S plus.
Yeah.
I think there is only one problem. You guys if you get a hat, you run it down, and sometimes a little bit too much. Like, at least in a scrim against us, you were like a little bit overextended. Even though you were like a hat, you just get punished a few times for like.
You do like running it back.
Yeah, for running it back. And
special.
you get 4 men rotated on.
Yeah.
Why are 4 people here when I go to back camps for the 6th time? So
we know they're coming. We just don't care.
Oh, you don't
we
care.
want them to come.
That's the right mentality.
They're exactly where you want them at their back camps.
Exactly.
Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for coming on. That's gonna do it for the tier list and the show. So yeah, thank you again for being our guests, our first guests. Thank you for your insights and everything.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
Yeah. Well, good luck in your.
That's an insight for everyone.
Yeah, good luck with your following games, and I guess good luck with yourself, not throwing away the win in the league. As you've heard, pretty solid expectations, and I think you guys have it in the back unless you mess up. But yeah, I mean, next week you're playing We Are Deadly, pretty big game, so be on the lookout for that, everyone watching. And the result is going to be up sometime. Well, actually the week after that, because of stupid Harris API restrictions, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's definitely going to be a banger of a game, so we can see if we're going to get some streams of it going as well. So, other than that...
Yeah, if you want a little sneak preview, I think we'll be having that game somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday because of everyone's availability.
Yep.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll try and get it casted because...
Yeah, it would be awesome too.
Planning
Let you know the times when we know them.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to get a little stream of that game. We'll do it.
Yeah, because I feel like it's happening in the US, right?
Yeah, the casters are all in the US, so... But they don't need to cast it live, really. They can cast it afterwards. As long as like someone joins to spectate it like until me and spawn, then we can cast it afterwards.
Yep. So anyways, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you so much for coming on again. And thank you guys for watching as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye!